Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Inside G2E, live from the Venetian Expo Center. We are on the floor. I'm Brady Kannon with SportsGrid, and thank you so much for tuning in. We're on day 3 here of this wonderful event, and we saved one of the best for last. That's for darn sure. We've had a star-studded list of guests throughout this week. Now we're going directly to the top. The boss, the lady who runs the whole darn thing. It's Korbi Carrison. Korbi, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So, yeah, you're probably a pretty busy woman these days. I want to know, we're going to wrap up here this afternoon. Do you take about a 2-week vacation and then start working on 2026?
Well, actually, I started working on 26 about 3 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's a little prep in the works also for 27 and 28. So we're always looking forward if we're not analyzing what we've done in the past. So yeah, there's a lot going on for sure. We're going to wrap up things. Really amazing energy this week, but we are looking forward to next year too.
That's interesting. And by the way, congratulations, milestone here, the silver anniversary, the 25th anniversary of G2E. Have you been around for all 25?
I actually have, yes, in one capacity or another. So I've been in the role of event leader for 8 years.
Okay.
But before that, I came from the gaming industry. I worked in slots mostly, different gaming companies, different capacities, but I've been here for all 25 G2Es.
Have you always been an event planner deep down inside?
I think deep down inside I have been. It's just one of those things. I enjoy hospitality. I enjoy spending time with people, so it kind of comes naturally to me.
Where'd you start?
I started in marketing, and I started marketing slot machines. So I started gaining that experience, and it just went on from there, where I learned trade show operations, I learned education management, all of the different facets, and here we are today.
This is my 4th one, and I have seen exponential change basically year after year. You've seen change for 25 years. What's the difference like?
You know, the industry just is very different than it was 25 years ago. Sports changed a lot of things. We're seeing online gaming changing a lot of things. So as far as we have come in the last 25 years, we're going to change and evolve with the industry in the future too.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's something that is new to this convention every year. This was introduced in 2010, and then 5 years later we had this. You know, what are some of those milestones, if you will, or memorable moments?
I think it was very memorable when PASPA was overturned, which really allowed for a lot more sports betting activity to become legal in the U.S. It really opened up G2E in a very different way. And we're seeing the same thing now with evolution of online gaming. So it's important to remember that G2E is not just serving the U.S. market, we're serving the global market. And we're seeing a lot of activity across Latin America, for example, in sports betting and online gaming. So we're having a lot of visitors from around the world come here to find their solutions and to get their businesses moving forward too.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like I say, when I started coming here 4 years ago, we were pacing the floor trying to find people that were talking about sports betting, and it was few and far between. Gosh, it feels like more than half of the people I've spoken with here in that chair this week, they're somehow tied to the sports element of gaming. I can't imagine it's as big as the table games and the slot machines, but boy, it is starting to take up its market share.
It is, and the truth of the matter is that it's whatever people are passionate about, that's what operators want to put out there as their product. So many people are passionate about sports, just like others are passionate about slot machines or table games. Whatever aspect of entertainment is right or really kind of hits home for somebody, that's what the operators want to provide, and that's everything that's offered here.
Have you seen G2E progress along the same lines as Las Vegas? And we're talking about sports. Many years ago, Las Vegas was the $5 buffet and gambling and this and that, and now here, I mean, you had the kind of the Steve Wynn era, the Mirage and Bellagio and the Wynn, and now we have the Las Vegas Raiders, the Vegas Golden Knights. The A's are going to be here. You know, basketball is expected. It's becoming as much of a sports town as anything. And Is that, where we're seeing that gravitate here at G2E? Is it following the same path?
G2E is designed to reflect what's going on in the industry. So what we're seeing in Las Vegas, like all of those things you mentioned, that's entertainment. All of what you see in an integrated resort evolves around what people want to do to have fun. Entertainment is a big part of that. So we craft G2E to reflect what's happening in the industry. It's always evolving.
Very good. Tell me about the planning of the event. Like, you mentioned you're already thinking about 2027. What is your day-to-day? And, when you do go back to the office and start working on the next one, how do you put this thing together?
We start looking forward by looking back. So we do a lot of surveys after the show. We talk to a lot of people about, as an exhibitor, what was your experience like? How can we improve that? How can we evolve to meet your needs? We talk to attendees of the show too. What kind of business do you want to do? What do you see coming up on your horizon? What are the business problems that you want to solve? What are your goals? We take both of those sides and we bring them together and really figure out what are the needs, how do we solve that? How do we help people to move their businesses forward? And that's what we do.
Does it feel like you're hitting a home run every year, seriously? I mean, I'm sure some years are better than others, but I mean, it's really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have such a good time here, and I speak with people that love it. Do you kind of get that reward every year?
For me, it's very rewarding to be able to connect people. And that might not always happen during the show days. G2E is something that evolves every single day of the year. So there's a part of, hey, if we can connect someone doing business with another person doing business and solve a problem for both of them, it's rewarding any day of the year. But it definitely happens exponentially when we are here. So it is really rewarding to be able to do that.
How many exhibitors did you have here on the floor this year? Do you know exactly?
Around 400.
Okay, and then 25 years ago, how many were there?
That's an excellent question. I don't have the answer to that, but it was a much smaller show then.
Was it less than 100?
No, I'm going to say maybe half the size.
Okay.
But I think that the attendance was less than half.
Okay.
Way back then, yeah.
And how about the seminars? Obviously, that's just as big an arm as this floor is. How do you book a lot of the same people year after year? Are you always trying to refresh?
We do want to keep the program fresh. There are people in the industry that are absolutely must be on the program. People. So we do try to keep a mix of those industry veterans who everybody wants to hear, along with new people that are bringing fresh perspectives. So the education program is something that, again, is a year-long effort. We put together a call for content that happens in the February-March timeframe. Now, it seems like that's a little bit early to be talking about what's going to be topical in the fall, but it takes that long to really put together specifically how do we want to approach a particular topic. Who really should be talking about that? And it gives us a little bit of time over the summertime months as we're preparing to make adjustments. Maybe there's something new that's happening in the landscape that we make adjustments. So yeah, it's a long process to do all of that, but it's really important for G2E to lead the way in those conversations.
Do you feel like you're one of the best conventions that Las Vegas hosts?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of interaction. I mean, the folks at the Venetian are just amazing to work with. We love being here and we love working with them. And we do hear that people from the convention industry do want to come to G2E and see what's happening. I mean, you walk the floor, there is no question that our exhibitors are bringing their A game. Absolutely top notch. Very exciting every single year.
It's Korbi Carrison, ladies and gentlemen. She is the event vice president of G2E. A real honor to pick her brain for a few minutes here and share it with you here. We'll be back with more in just a moment on SportsGrid.